Okay, this is Guy Eagle with Renewable Wisdom Trails Library. And today we're talking about cause and effect. And this may be a bigger series, we don't know, so we're just going to start talking about it. Not to say we know everything, just to share what we have learned and what we have experienced. Whenever nature has a movement, or when we start talking about nature's rights and the equality or the rights that are required to make the earth healthy as a whole system, you're going to have a lot of effects. And a lot of effects are going to hit the belief systems, which we have touched on before with the different qualities of beliefs. And, I'm going to mention them here because you may not want to take the time to go back through the videos. But we have entitlement as a quality of belief. We have poverty or scarcity, kind of like a feeling that you have to survive or that you're always without something. That's a quality of a belief. We've got a lot of that going on in the political system here in the United States these days. You have secrets. Here's a big one. That's a big quality of belief. Secrets. You're not saying what you're actually going on inside you, because you're afraid it's going to get locked down rather than just releasing it and see what happens after it gets released. Another quality that shows up is the ability to change or change dogma, so we would say it. Dogma is a very limited viewpoint. Like, this is the way it's got to be. There's no other way except this way. Well, as we know in nature, there's a lot of ways to get the same thing done. There's rationale, which is a kind of a mental health kind of word that we use a series of thoughts as humans to rationalize the behavior, or rationalize a choice, or rationalize keeping a secret, or why we're entitled, or that we don't have enough money, or we don't have enough food. Is a series of thoughts that you use to close up the belief. Ignorance is another one. It's a lack of knowledge. It's a lack of knowledge and certainly a lack of wisdom. So that's another effect of a belief system getting activated. And we have, we've mentioned several. We have the superstition is another one that really comes into play, where you're superstitious. If your bank account doesn't have a certain amount of money, you're in jeopardy. You can't be joyful. It's another one that comes in there that really frightens a lot of people. And I say frightened because fear is the last one I need to mention. And those are all qualities that show up. The effect activates a belief. Everything that has been gathered around that belief over time will explode. And in this work, bringing this consciousness to people, it is extremely vulnerable, because we're just starting a movement. We're connected with thousands, if not millions, of people around the United States and around the world that are doing the same thing. They're doing it in different ways. Sometimes it's confronting, sometimes it isn't. But cause and effect. And you really just have to be honorable that that's the process. And it wouldn't be happening if somewhere in the natural world inside people present, it wants to come out. There's something missing. So you've got cause and effect. We haven't touched on the effects in the natural world, like the animals and plants and so forth. We can go into that in a later video. But first of all, you really have to see nature is causing the effects. So these are some of the effects that are happening in human beings and the two-leggeds these days. They're getting affected. So as always, check it out. Have a conversation about those qualities. If you're into transformation and you're ready to set your foot in that direction, take a look at those qualities where they appear in your life. At least catch them so you can say, I'm sorry. And they give you pity. Okay, that's about all on this one for now. We'll take up a little bit more in the next video.